So yeah, people, that's the DC Power Engineering 270 amp alternator for, as I know, Tacoma, 4Runner and FJ Cruiser between 2010 and 2014. And yeah, pretty nice looking alternator, and all plug and play setup here, and we'll see how it goes with the installation tonight. I don't think it should be a problem, and yeah, we'll give it a go. So yeah guys, I just received this high output 270 amp alternator from the US, from Nations Alternators, Nations Starter and Alternators, and yeah, I bought this for my FJ Cruiser to upgrade it to add some more lights. So you can see this is the packaging it comes in when it comes from them, and it comes into another box. So let us get this one opened. So yeah, I'll just open it up and I'll pull this out, and there she is, 270 amps, and this alternator is made by DC Power Engineering, as you can see there. And yeah, I'll be installing this tonight and see how she goes, and I'll give you guys an update from there on. Righto guys, I'm going to start on my FJ Cruiser. Going to be installing a 270 amp high output alternator, and this is what you need. Not this one, but I've got another spray that I use just to spray the bolts that hold the original alternator in. And you want a little wheel like this so you can join your negatives correctly to your, or your grounds correctly to your frame and to your chassis. And then I have 2 meters of this heat shield. You can see the one I've used here. Yeah, 15 mil in diameter, I think it was. And yeah, I'll be cutting this piece in half, and this is for my starter motor. So I've cut two 2-foot stretches for that, and then a 3-foot stretch for the starter motor, because I want to upgrade that due to my starter, my battery being on the other side of the vehicle. I've moved it due to installing a secondary battery. And then for the alternator to battery, I've got these 2 pieces here. One's roughly 10 inches and the other one's roughly about 20, or say 15, I would say. And then I have one more ground over here, which I just made as a extra just in case. And then to go with my starter, I've got these metal cable ties to cable tie those onto my lines, and I've got stainless steel washers because the bolt for my high output alternator, which is a DC Power Engineering alternator, it's got an 8mm bolt, so I want to use stainless steel for that. And due to me running around to the other side of my car, I've got that's where my extra cable is, which is 2.9 meters, which will run around to my other battery. And then I have a 300 amp fuse over here in the line, which I'm going to change to a circuit breaker down the road, but I can't find a big enough circuit breaker. But at the moment that's going to be running from my alternator to my battery, and my harness from the alternator to my fuse box I'll be removing and leaving. That's an incoming line into the fuse box, which I'll quickly show you over here. There's a line just down here, this line here, it runs into the fuse box down there, and that's directly from the alternator into the fuse box to 120 amp fuse inside over here, and then it goes to a fusible link line. And then on the other side of the fuse box So let's see if I can show you this line here. It comes out here up to my battery. So that line I'm going to leave, and I'm going to be removing that line there totally. I don't really have to, but for safety, if I do, I can leave it. But if I do leave it and I run my next thick wire from my alternator up to my battery over here, and something happens to this line, all the current will be forced through that line. So if I remove that line, no current can be forced through in my fuse box and burn anything out over there. And yeah, it'll be running straight to my fuse box, which right on my battery terminal I have a starter fuse installed, so it can handle the crank, but if there's a short circuit it'll fry. So yeah, so that's what I'll be changing, those lines down there. And then once that's changed, I'll be going down to the bottom there, just there where you can see the earth. That earth runs actually from the starter negative all the way up to there, and then from there it runs up along this wiring harness here and in here, and then it runs up along here, and then it comes up to the negative here. And you can see I've added my 0 gauge negative here, but the old negative is here now that I've disconnected. So yeah, that runs from the starter motor onto the chassis, then all the way up to the battery, and then from the battery runs onto the frame. So everything's earthed, grounded that way. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to run my wire from the starter, which is behind the exhaust there. The starter's down the bottom there, and that's what the heat shield's for. And I'll run 2 foot all the way across down to that bolt down there, which I've shown you down the bottom there where the ground is. And then from there I'm going to ground another 2 foot of wire up to here. So another 2 foot's going to run from the chassis up to here, and then this one will be my ground from the battery to there. Due to the thickness, you know, it's very hard to join them. So yeah, and once that's all done I can do the rest of my wiring. But then yeah, going on to the engine over here, this cover is normally on it, so I'm going to remove that so I can work in here. And you can see I've got my breaker bar on here onto the tensioner pulley down here over there, and you push anti-clockwise to release the tension. And once you've done that, you can see the tension comes off you can see I've already moved it a bit, it comes off the alternator. And once that's done, I'm just going to replace that belt with a new one, because it's already done 150,000 kilometers. And yeah, once I've done that, then I'll be coming over to this bolt, which I've sprayed with some bolt off, and then another bolt down in there, which I have to loosen as well. Once that's out, I'll come over down to that harness that's a bit wet there from the spray, remove that from the alternator, and unbolt it from all its bolting points all the way through to here where the battery is. But before that I'll have to disconnect my batteries. So once I've got the belt off, I'll be pulling off my plate underneath the vehicle here, this plate over here, and that plate over there, so I can reinstall a new belt. And the easiest way is to work from the bottom. So once I've done that, I'll put a new belt on and then get my new alternator in. And once the alternator is in, I'll come and pull off this tire and then pull off those covers in there, so I can get down to the starter, which is all the way back there, so I can upgrade those wires, which is a necessity due to me running my wiring from here all the way around over there and all the way to my start battery that side. So yeah guys, remove this panel that was over here from my deluxe ARB bull bar, and remove this panel here that was for my for my car originally. And yeah, so now I'm going to go up in here and just show you where the tensioner pulley is. You see where the tension pulley is? Yeah, so now I'm going to release that, take the belt off, put a new belt back on, and take out my old alternator and put my new one in and show you what it looks like. Okay people, I'm trying to show you best I can with this. Just push this over and then come over here to the alternator and just slide this off. And once that's off, just drop it down there for now, and yeah, once it's off for now, just leave it like that, and we'll get on removing this alternator. But yeah, we're going to start unwiring ourselves here. Righto everyone, battery removed. So far my wiring's just lying around, all my negatives over here. But yeah, I'm still going to replace this negative here. Then that's out of the way, and yeah, see how that goes. Yeah, now let's remove that alternator down there and see how I go. And I'll keep you updated. So I'll be using yeah, 14 mil for that one, and chuck the other one back in. But I still have to get those plugs off actually. But I'll first see if I can break them loose with a breaker bar, and then go ahead with that. Righto, let's give it a crack. Righto people, I got this this bottom one cracked. Now it's just this one, but I've got this in the way, this little bracket, which I have to remove quickly, and then I'll get on and get that one out. Righto, that one's removed, and now you have to try and get into that one there. Let's see how I go. Okay, I'll just put it on quickly and show you. Okay, I got it attached, and now yeah, just see how it goes. I don't want to break it. Righto, I got it loose, and now I have to walk around here and remove these ones. And once they're removed and unplugged, pull out the alternator. Okay, now these are going to use this one, this bracket. I'm going to have to remove this bracket and to get into those plugs to make it a bit easier. Good morning people. Yeah, we eventually got that alternator out last night, which we didn't know with the 2012 model. I don't know, from 2010 maybe it's like that, but you got the two bolts, this one and this one, but at the back here, that hole there is a bracket that holds onto the alternator at the back, and we thought it was only the two bolts, but this bracket was holding in, so you have to try and get in between there and loosen that before you try and remove it, otherwise you won't get it out. So I'll just show you the alternator quickly. So yeah, here's a stock alternator, and you can see we got it out, and at the back here's a clip here that clips to one of the sensors for the engine. I just cut the tape, left the clip in there, and yes, you can see here, here's the bracket. See, the one bolt goes in here, the long one, then there's a short one over here, and then you got this bracket. So yeah, that's the first time I've seen something like that on the FJs, but so the newer models have got that. But now onto my next task is my new alternator. The front housing is 180 degrees the wrong way, so I have to reclock it. So you got four big bolts here that you remove, and The other two are lying over there. First remove 3 nuts from the back of this one, which is over there. If you buy this DC Power Engineering and it's clocked wrong way, you can remove that. And then remove the 4. And now what I've been doing is just holding it and just tapping it around slowly till I get it rotated 180 degrees. So once that's done, it should be all good to go in. Good morning, people. Yeah, we eventually got that alternator out last night, which we didn't know with the 2012 model. I don't know, from 2010 maybe it's like that, but you got the 2 bolts, this one and this one, but at the back here, that hole there is a bracket that holds onto the alternator at the back, and we thought it was only the 2 bolts, but this bracket was holding there, so you try and get in between there and loosen that before you try and remove it, otherwise you won't get it out. So I'll just show you the alternator quickly. So yeah, here's a stock alternator, and you can see we got it out, and at the back here's a clip here that clips to one of the sensors for the engine. I just cut the tape, left the clip in there, and yes, you can see here, here's the bracket. See, the one bolt goes in here, the long one, then there's a short one over here, and then you got this bracket. So yeah, that's the first time I've seen something like that on the FJs, but so the newer models got that. But now onto my next task is my new alternator. The front housing is 180 degrees the wrong way, so I have to reclock it. So you got four big bolts here that you remove, and the other 2 are lying over there. First remove 3 nuts from the back of this one, which is over there. If you buy this DC Power Engineering and it's clocked wrong way, you can remove that. And then remove the 4. And now what I've been doing is just holding it and just tapping it around slowly till I get it rotated 180 degrees. So once that's done, it should be all good to go in. Righto everyone, I've reclocked it, so you can see the alternator has to go in like that, and these points over here need to be facing up for me, the way they are now. That's how it's going to sit when it goes into the engine. It's going to sit like that, and now I can reach my points. Before, these points were upside down here because of this front housing was the wrong way around. So yeah, just loosened those 3 at the back there, pull that off, then loosen those ones, and with this DC Power Engineering, stood him up like that, and then just held this top section and just tapped it around with a hammer till I realigned it, and now we'll put him in. So yeah guys, got my DC Power Engineering alternator in, it fits nice and snug. Now it's just aligning it, which I just don't know about spacing here, if I need 1 or 2 washers. I'm thinking 1, by the way. If you look at it from here, I'm thinking maybe that's actually right where it is at the moment, which I'll find out shortly. I'll put the belt back on and then just double check it. Yeah guys, I've got the DC Power Engineering 270 amp alternator installed. I'll be doing another video later, but at the moment everything's running. You can see I've still got a mesh of cables here that I'm just testing everything out on. And yeah, once everything's wired properly, I'll give you another run over this alternator, but so far it's working very well.